So I'm standing in the Gifu now, and I'm actually standing on the Japanese supply trail. That was the main supply that went into the Gifu. So this is now a nice village, and my trusty guide Charlie. Say hello, Charlie.
Say hello.
He's going to guide me down, and we're actually following the actual track of the Japanese supply trail. It's going to be going off the Gifu and heading in a westerly direction. So this is the actual supply trail that the Japanese use, the main supply trail. It's depicted on a great map I have, and I'll post it up from the 35th Infantry they made directly after it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've never been down this way. All right, now we're down into one of the Japanese bivouac areas. You can see they used a creek there. This is a nice defilade position, real thick jungle. They could hide, obviously, from American planes. They couldn't really hide from the artillery. I think on January the 10th, or after January the 10th, when the start of the major American offensives, they dropped thousands of shells ranging from 75 millimeter to 155 millimeter in this area. So that's when the Japanese had bunkered down. But the Japanese bunkers they had in this area was so reinforced it took I think one of the artillery commanders said it would have to take a direct hit from 105 millimeter howitzer to make any difference. It shows you how thick the area is. But the local here said they found many remains of Japanese in this area and the Japanese equipment through the years. I don't know if it's a foxhole. Charlie, is this a foxhole?
Yes, this is a foxhole.
You probably can't see it, but there's a Japanese foxhole position in here. Imagine if you cleaned it out, you'd probably see some of the remnants. Here's some more evidence of Japanese fighting positions. The locals call them foxholes. This might actually been one of the bunkered covered positions. I'd say it's a foxhole because it's behind the main line of the Gifu strong point. So if you remember my first videos on the Gifu, I have a real detailed one. The Gifu is about 1,500 yards in a horseshoe-shaped diameter, consisting of about 45 interlocked pillboxes. And each one had 1 or 2 machine guns in it. Just more evidence of more foxholes. This place would be loaded full. So it's hard to tell how the area was during the war. I'd say this is planted by the natives. So the area I was just in is probably a good indication of how it was. That thick jungle. A nice spider in my face. So I'm just going to walk in this jungle. I won't walk forward, it's just to show you how thick it is. All right, now there's a frog. Could have been a Japanese bunker, and I would never seen it. The Americans reported when they come across the Japanese bunkers here, they're so well camouflaged, they actually come within 3 to 4 feet. The Japanese are very disciplined before they opened up. Just imagine trying to see an enemy soldier just, 5, 15 or 5, 10, 15 feet in front of you. And I'm sweating a lot now, and this is actually a cloudy day. Another great example. You can really see these foxholes. You'll see my other videos. When they burn the place off, these things just stick out. Japanese foxhole, and if you look closely, the Japanese helmet, or the remnants of a helmet. Stuff's everywhere around here. I mean, there's some beer cans. I don't think that's Japanese beer cans, but the locals use these as trash pits too. It's amazing to see just the remnants of a helmet up here. So I'm in the back of, or the front, whichever way you look at it, of Hill 31. So this is how close we were. This is a Japanese front lines in Gifu. On the other side would be the Americans. There's a slight rise, which is the hill's crest. Oh, there's another foxhole. Hill's crest, and that was kind of the no man's land. It's amazing. Once again, this is new stuff I've never seen before. My total time on Guadalcanal is almost 4 years, and I've did extensive walks, and there's always something to see. You'll never see it all. Amazing. So now we're on the American positions on the backside of Hill 31. So the 132nd Infantry held this position for a number of weeks. They tried to bust the Japanese lines, and once again, go back to my Gifu. I did, I think, 3 or 4 videos a number of years ago in the Gifu, and I go into a lot of detail. But I never covered this area of the Gifu because it was off limits when I came, but I've had a great opportunity now to do this. So I've just showed you the Japanese positions. Now I'm in the American foxholes. Once again, they used the crest. It's a no man's land. So the Japanese built on the military crest, reverse slope defense, which they were famous for. And Americans built their foxholes on the reverse slope here. Normally they used to build them on the forward slope, but you wouldn't do it in this case. So this was the main American position. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's some foxes, a foxhole there. I'll pan around. You definitely would see a large foxhole here. Position. This has been burnt, so I'm walking around looking for relics because every time it's burnt, you'll see relics. I've just seen a grenade fragment from an American grenade. Let me just find it again. Charlie, here it is. Sorry. So I'll put it in front of you here. Here. That's from an American pineapple grenade. I'll set it down lightly because in one of my videos years ago, someone criticized me for throwing down scrap metal and said I was dishonoring the veterans. So me standing in a 30, 35 or say 90 degree heat with 100% humidity walking up and down a hill, preserving it is not enough, I guess. But anyway, this is great. And look at the view. Look at the view. So we're looking west, Cape Esperance. Cloudy day, I wish it wasn't so cloudy. Savo Island. Point Cruz. Scene of heavy fighting. Guadalcanal's right to the right of it, down below. And this is the hills. So pan over here. That's the Seahorse. That hill there, and in the far distance is the Galloping Horse Ridge, where the 27th Regiment took, and the 35th took the Seahorse. This is good. Right now we have the American supply road or track. You can see obviously it's on even ground on top of the hill. You can see the nice flat, the remnants are still there. I have a great photo, it shows this. And I'll be sure to post it up. It shows this actually road, it shows the number of foxholes. And foxhole, foxhole, foxhole. The locals been using it as garbage, but foxhole. There's a great one over here. Might have dug into the coral. Look at that. All right, let's just jump in it. Yesterday I was filming and I actually got into a shit pit, so I don't want to hope this is a shit pit. So now, U.S. Army soldier, the 132nd, and later the 35th Regiment. This is his view. Looking over at the Galloping Horse and the Seahorse. Seahorse is over there, right there. And Galloping Horse in the far distance, which is that series of ridges there. It's Hill 55, for those you know might know Guadalcanal. And look at my Charles Davis Medal of Honor video. It depicts and tells in detail the great story of that attack by the 27th and Charles Davis earning the Medal of Honor. Let me just get my bearings. So they started, that's Hill 54 there. That's where they kicked off. The attack up there, Hill 52. And ends up in Hill 53, which is where he earned their medal. Now Fournier and Hall, another 25th Infantry guys that earned the medals, 2 machine gunners. Can't see here, but down in that valley there is a fork of a Guadalcanal. It hooks around the front hill of the Seahorse, and behind that Seahorse is where it happened. So if I go up to 27 later, I'll see if I can see their position. You never know, this could have been the same hole I was sitting in earlier. As I move along, more foxholes. A nice one there. Still have a lot of ration tins, if you can see. There's a ration tin. Nope. These are mortar. So this might have been a mortar position. So these 60mm mortar. So 60mm mortar, and that would be the cardboard tubing, the ends. Potentially this was a mortar pit. In fact, it's nice and round. There's another one. What's that saying? I think it's a mortar. Yeah, 60mm mortar. If you look, that's the hole. That's the top of the ridge. So yep, this is enough for a 60mm position. Nice. Probably a whole mortar squad because there's 3 behind me. So now we're in more the admin type of area on the back side of Hill 31. This is clearly depicted in a photo I have. So this would have been your first aid post, probably 81mm positions, command post, and ammunition post. The area I was just at was more of your fighting positions, and I'll pan around to that. So there you go. There's the top of the crest. That's where the Americans' main front line was. There's foxholes all over the place. It's like the guys moved out the other day. Obviously they've been deeper in the day, but look at that one. Actually looks like a bunch of gophers live here. There's holes everywhere. This is an interesting position here. Once again, I have my map. Oh, sorry, I have my photo. I don't have a map, but I have a photo of this whole area in January 43. Once I make this video, I'll go back and see if I can compare and match up the photo with the holes. This is a real good one here. It'd be interesting to see what this one was. Once again, there's some tubes. I don't know if it is 60 mils. Could possibly be. Could be a good 60 mil position. Yep, 60 mil. The locals have scavenged a lot of stuff here, but you still find things everywhere. At least they leave those tents because they don't think they're worth anything. No, monetary they're not, but historically they are. So once again, you can look with the evidence I found and look at position and the size of it and where it's located, and then finding those tubes, you can ascertain it's a good chance it was a 60mm position. There's the individual foxholes here. You can see. Panel around. You can clearly see the depression in the ground there coming up on the side of that hill, so that was the road I was walking on earlier. So now we're on the back side of the hill. This is a good defilade position. So this is where you really would normally find a command post, first aid post. You can just see here. This is a nice defilade position. Typical area for a command post. Once again, they were here for weeks, the Americans, so this was built up substantially. And the Marines and Army in the other parts of the campaign, when it wasn't solid coral like you see here, they would dig their holes into the actual side of the hill. And I think you've seen in a number of videos some good examples of that. Dig it in there, then cover it up with a poncho, and then you have a self-made little house. Or dugout or bomb-proof shelter, as they used to call it, especially in the First War. Oh, what's this? Coral. There you go. All right, now I'm back on top of the Gifu. This is a great interpretation of how the Japanese laid their positions out. So they laid it on the ridgeline. So that's looking back to 31. That's looking back to Hill 27 in the Gifu. This is roughly the start of the bunker line, mutually supported bunkers. You probably can't see it. There's a depression in the ground. That's a coconut log bunker there. They're mutually supported. They would probably had another, where that house is, probably another bunker there, almost like a W pattern. So obviously if you went out of the vision side of this bunker, the other bunker would take you out. Now I'll show you their field of view. So that's looking straight down, and this is the way the Americans would approach. And the way the Americans, in their memoir, especially with 132nd, when they first hit this line, they said they couldn't even see the bunkers until about 3 or 4 feet from them. The Japanese bunkers, and I've got great photos of them, were about 3 feet above the ground, coconut log reinforced bunkers. And they were camouflaged. I would imagine, I'll have to verify it, but they would have had the jungle growth on top of them, just from, because obviously if you had a line of coconut bunkers here on the barren ridge, the American aircraft could have seen you and potentially reported it, but there was no, the intel stated this position didn't exist, or they didn't know it was of this extent, which is the most heaviest fortified position the Japanese had on Guadalcanal.
Here are 3 photos that was taken after the battle by the 25th Infantry Division of the camouflaged Japanese bunkers. Gives a great example.
So yeah, this is a great depiction of it. There's some bunker holes in front of me. I think there would have been American bunker holes once they moved up and started taking some of these positions out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to walk along the ridge line. I've got a very detailed map. It outlines every one of these bunkers, and it's made by the 35th Engineers, and they recorded every one of these bunker holes. Unfortunately, it's not to scale, but here's another bunker hole. Here's a heaps of them here. I'm looking at them. So yeah, it basically followed this ridge line in a horseshoe shape. And then I don't know if you can see it. So it's defilade positions below us, behind us. The Japanese would have had there. Same with the Americans. They would have had their mortar positions, first aid, and headquarters in there. Right, so we're following along now. The map I have, and Charlie, who's lived here all his life, is saying it's spot on. So you can really see, it's coming off the hill there, thick jungle. And we're just following along this horseshoe ridge line that the Japanese built their bunkers on. Oh, and you probably see me slip, and you almost had a good laugh, almost fell. Because it just had a big rain. You could probably hear the raindrops falling. And there's a good bunker hole in front of me here. And if you look out, it's been cleared, but that's straight down there. So once again, the Americans were down on the other ridge there, and they had to tack up this stuff. Real thick. And this is cleared. This is cleared. Great positions the Japanese had. I believe that hill's over there is hill 11. I'll have to double check. So we're looking in a northeastern, I'm sorry, it's about northeastern there. Here's a good position Charlie's showing me here. A Japanese foxhole on the front of the horseshoe-shaped Gifu. So what I'm moving to here, this is hill 11. I'll show you in a second. That's hill 11. You'll see it on the map I'll post. What's so amazing? See if I can get a good, but it's hard for you to see. You know, this is pretty slick. Don't slip down. All right, at the bottom, so that's hill 11 over there. So we're looking southeast. I think I said northeast a while ago, and I didn't mean to say that, but it was definitely southeast. Now, on the 35th map, it said Carlson's Trail. So they refers to Evans Carlson, the 2nd Raiders. So when they were pursuing Soji's 230th Regiment, and later this week I'll cover Asamana, which is, I'm looking forward to that one, the big fight Asamana. But they tracked the 230th Regiment from basically Gavalva Creek, Coley Point, all the way here. And the 230th was involved in the October battle for Henderson Field. So they went on the Murayama track, which is way that way. But on the way back, they had a shortcut, and they wasn't going to go the way they came because it's a long way. And the shortcut basically took them through this area. Now, the Japanese hadn't manned this area then, so we're talking early November, or about mid-November. So they came through this area. Once again, sorry, all this coming off the top of my head. Late November, early December. So they came through this area on the way back, and Carlson came from the Lunga River, upper Lunga River, and went along this trail. I'm not going to go down there. I'm sorry. But the track goes below us. And if you can see in the distance, there's a gully, a ravine, and a track went up there. So that's where Carlson, 2nd Raiders, on the way back to the perimeter. I think he had 2 companies he sent up, 2 of the fresher companies they had. I know one was Abe Company. And they got in a bit of a fight up here. They lost a Lieutenant Miller. Unfortunately, he's still here somewhere. They can never find him. So I thought that was a little sidetrack and a little side note. All right, so Charlie tells me they found 9 bodies here. Once again, so we were across the ravine on that side. And once again, you can see how the Japanese built the bunkers that followed the ridge line. The ridge line's there. There's a Japanese bunker position here. So you'll see there's a walk. Once again, a good position. That's straight down, and the Americans would have had to attack straight up there. The Japanese had domination and commanded this whole area. I'm standing on the rear Hill 27. I've got a whole video on the Hill 27 before, but just to show you the thickness of the jungle. Just after rain, it's nice and cool now, but look at the terrain. It's straight down into a gully. Clouds, rain clouds over the mountains. You can see why some guys really thought this place was a place of beauty. Japanese pigs. Oh, there's one escaping. Where you going, pig? Stack of pigs.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. I think it's one of the best on this channel for studying terrain. I really enjoyed walking it. Until next time.